The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us who know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. And there's black hedges, and it's black hedges. But why are they black hedges? And what's going on? Well, good evening, everyone. So you've come to talk to your boy Twitch once again. Seems to have been an interesting week for this particular coterie. My little spies told me that Jackie received an odd courier delivery during the week. Now, I'm not sure what it was. They didn't get a look to see. But it was oddly flat and large, as if it was a piece of artwork or something. Very strange. Very, very strange. I'm curious what it could have been. And then we had Mr. Cade. Apparently took a trip to the graveyard to visit a grave. Now, normally if you visit a grave in a graveyard, you're there to pay respects. But in this case, it appeared he was there to pay disrespect. Smashed that grave up, knocked all the bits around it. What could this person have done to him to deserve that kind of disgrace after death? Very, very strange. But hopefully that made him feel better and maybe release some of that violence that appears to be in his blood. Then, little Miss Eleanor. She apparently went out to see Ben, Mr. Ben Galura. Now, it's a very odd thing to go see him like that, because she went there with one kind of mood, but when she left, her mood was vastly, vastly different. She left there seeming rather upset, rather angered, or maybe just scared. As if a daughter of Malkav could truly be scared of anything short of what we are. Interesting. No matter. I'm sure nothing bad will come of that. As I said before, always be careful who you accept a gift from. I guess in this case, the gift wasn't the gift she thought it was, and it was a gift that kept on giving. Those are words to live by from your boy Twitch. We'll be talking. And you know, it's messed up because the pedestal and we're missing one. One is gone. He was eaten by the woman of Troy. She destroyed him. He's gone now. They're one short. The Black Knight and the White Pawn gone. What? Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Relyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I am playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
I'm Lady Merowith, and I'm playing Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
I am the Lifesaber, and I am playing Destiny Star Jones, Kaitif.
I'm Mirian, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
I'm Gavin, and I play Arcade of Clan La Sombra.
And when we last were with this particular coterie of vampires, they had a rather interesting night, I think. It was a night of some startling revelations about a certain amulet, certain thin blood, and a Malkavian, and the game that was being played that night. And unfortunately, the game claimed one of the players on board, one of the pieces. And as you can see, this coterie is now down one member. Though, to their knowledge, he's only missing. We're skipping ahead about a week. And for the first scene I'm going to go with is going to be Jackie and Eleanor. They had an event planned. And we're going to let that one be the starting piece.
So did you enjoy the ballet, Eleanor?
I did. It's been so long since I've been to the ballet at all, let alone seeing Swan Lake. I think the last time was the 20s. Not these 20s, the last set.
Yeah. It's been a minute for me too. It really has. But I enjoyed it. The performance was good.
It was very good.
Yeah.
And the orchestra played very well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. We are in our haven at this time. My haven, I should say, not ours, but my haven. And go ahead and make yourself comfortable. I actually have a gift for you, if you'll give me just a moment.
A gift?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get you anything.
You don't have to.
Oh, Jackie, you're so nice. I'll just have a sit down.
Please. Do you need anything?
Oh, no, I'm doing really well.
Okay, good.
Actually.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm going to walk back to my private room. I have a journal in there that I'm going to get for her. But if she would like to look around my living room while I'm out of the room.
I would.
And
I'm just sort of looking and seeing.
you've been here
what's
before
there.
a few times, actually,
yes.
but there's a new picture on the wall. It's hung right over the fireplace.
Oh, pride of place.
Yep. And I will let Jackie describe it because
It is a picture of a man and woman, lovers, embracing each other, done with very passionate brushstrokes. And there are hints of red on the edges of their embrace.
Oh. I'm going to get up and look and see if there's a signature on the painting. See who did it. It's new. It wasn't here before.
It is actually a relatively unknown French artist.
Oh.
if you don't recognize the name, It is a very nice picture, though, and you can tell it's workmanship and artistic ability is very high. So this is not a painting you would pick up just anywhere, and it's certainly not one that came cheaply.
Mm-mm.
And it's not drawn by Alexa.
No.
I enter the room again, and I have a small journal in my hand. Oh, I see you've noticed the new addition to my collection.
I couldn't help but noticing where it is and that it's new. And I wanted to see maybe who had done it. It's very tastefully done.
It is beautiful, truly.
Did you find it for purchase somewhere?
It's a gift.
From an admirer?
A paramour, yes.
Oh, a paramour. Must be a very special paramour.
We've known each other some time.
Oh.
I have this for you, and I pass the journal to you.
I take it and I look at it.
That horrible book you were reading in my cabaret.
Yeah.
Really?
It was bad.
Yeah.
I gave up.
Smart choice. Smart choice. I guarantee you the stories in that book will give you what was missing in the other one.
Oh. Wait, is this your journal?
One
Like one
of
yours?
many.
Oh. Oh, this is quite a gift.
Names
let
have
me
been
see into
changed,
that?
of course, and things have
Of
been
course.
modernized a bit because I do share my own stories at my cabaret, but I tweak them to be appropriate.
Oh. And then no one's the wiser.
Exactly. Exactly.
Except they're all true.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, thank you, Jackie. It's a wonderful gift.
You're welcome, Eleanor.
I know it will be much better than that book.
It will be. I guarantee it.
And many other books, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I will take very good care of it.
Good. Good. Would you like Etienne to take you home?
Yes, if you can spare him for, 10 minutes to take me home.
Most certainly. And Etienne,
Yes, ma'am.
could you please escort Eleanor home?
Yes, ma'am. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Etienne.
It's no problem, Miss Eleanor.
Has Peter been by this evening?
Not yet.
Okay.
He's not due for a little bit longer,
Okay, perfect.
but I'm sure he'll be by in a bit.
Thank you.
Is Peter behaving?
Oh, very well. His training is
good.
going well.
Oh, good. Good. I mean, you are the best, person to train somebody.
Thank you, Eleanor. That is high praise.
I mean it.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you again for...
Absolutely. And I think perhaps when we see Destiny again, we should ask her if she might like to go to the theater with us. Perhaps she can pick the show.
Yes, I think so. I think that would be so much fun.
It would be fun.
Ladies' night.
Yes, that would be fun.
It would.
Good night, Eleanor.
Good night, Jackie.
And Etienne takes you down to the vehicle, of course, and opens the door for you as always. And same place as always, Miss Eleanor?
Yes, please.
Very well. And he takes you off to your haven. We're going to now flash to another part of the city. The Chantry. Roscoe, you've been actually passed a message. You are summoned to meet with the Regent.
All right. No. I will make my way over there.
When you arrive at the door, as always, the entrance to the door is closed, his office.
Okay, I'll knock.
And takes just a few minutes. And then enter.
Okay, I come in and close the door behind me. Good evening, Regent. You sent for me?
And Abraham sitting behind the door, at his desk with his silver cane laying on the desk. Yes, Roscoe, please have a seat.
Okay, I come in and have a seat.
I know we haven't had much chance to talk, and I felt this was as good a time as any. I understand that you've been asking about where your coterie mate, Mr. Berkeley, has gone.
Yeah, he's been missing for a week. He's usually not that out of touch for that long. That kind of length of period is it's unusual for him.
Well, let me put you at ease on this one. He has been assigned certain chantry business for Clan Tremere. And because of this, he is going to be unavailable and out of the city for the foreseeable future.
Seems like it came up pretty suddenly. He didn't even say anything about leaving.
The needs of the chantry always do come first. You should understand this.
No, of course I do.
And I've already informed Prince Jackson that he was needed for something only he would be acceptable to do. And while he wasn't happy at me sending away a member of his court, one of his subjects, as he puts it, it still is something that needed to be done.
No, understood. But there were certain business responsibilities that Jonathan had to take care of. Would have been nice to know that he was leaving.
Well,
we can take care of it.
I'm sure between you and your friends, you can handle that appropriately.
We will, certainly.
But that's not the only reason I called you in here. It's come to my attention recently that a certain one of our neonates had borrowed a book of yours from the library without proper permission. Neonate Portia.
Well, I had noticed it had been gone for a while. I was waiting for it to come back.
Yes. When I found this out, I actually went and have recovered your book for you and explained to her that there are certain procedures to be followed when you wish to remove a book, especially one that is technically still owned by a member of the Chantry. And he actually, you see him open up the desk drawer and he pulls your book out and lays it on a desk in front of him, though he doesn't slide it to you yet.
No, understood. Thank you very much for retrieving it. But I mean, it is understood, though, that it's part of the Chantry Library now. It is available to anyone who wants it.
Oh, yes, but I just wanted to make sure that you get it back. You see, as Clan Tremere, we have to sometimes do things that can be unpleasant. And in this case, it was taking this from a neonate who should not have borrowed it from you without permission, to make sure we set the proper tone and the proper levels of trust between each other.
Understood.
And in this particular case, it's in the Chantry's best interest to make sure we're all working on the same page and we understand each other.
Okay.
I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain to you.
No, I understand about having to maintain boundaries with neonates and, guiding them how to behave properly in our society.
But you also have to listen to those over you when they say things such as, I wish this book to be returned to its rightful owner, and also to understand where Chantry business should be left alone.
I am making some connections there, Regent.
I hope you are. It would be a most unfortunate if we had a misunderstanding, and you may have to be tasked to rather unpleasant things.
I would certainly prefer that not to be the case.
Very well. And he actually slides your book across the table in front of you.
And I take it. And thank you very much, Regent.
I'm glad we could have this discussion.
Yes, it's good to have an understanding.
Yes, it is. And my office is always open. Good evening, Mr. Akers.
Good evening, Regent.
And he picks his cane up and taps the metal end of it on his desk in his traditional way of sending you out of his room. And as you come out of his office, where do you go?
Do I know? Has it been a while since I've seen Sun Chi?
Yes, it's been weeks now.
Yeah, I'll go over to her quarters and see if she's in.
Okay. Then when you knock on her quarters, there's no answer. But you know that she doesn't spend a lot of nights in the chantry. Though you do have ideas of how you could find her if you'd wish to talk to her. So that may be something you want to set up and arrange then if you'd like to catch her outside the chantry, because she's not a big fan of this location.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I pause for a moment, and if she doesn't answer, then I'll head out.
And as you're heading out, as you're going out the front door, you actually catch a glimpse of somebody watching you from one of the doorways that leading to another part of the chantry. And Portia actually watches you and specifically looks at the book as you're going out. I see your finger up.
Okay.
Yes, Roscoe.
Before I do that, I did want to go by the keeper in the library and just make sure that he knows that the book has been returned.
Funny, he now remembers you bringing the book back.
Okay, I don't say anything, but I okay, thank you very much.
And you have the books on the Egyptian translations that I'd pulled before, correct?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you very much. All right, then. I just want to let you know that this is, we'll be putting it back in circulation soon. So,
it's noted in my logbook.
Okay. All right, great.
Yep.
And now I actually.
And as you leave, you see Portia watching you and watching the book as you leave. She's not being very subtle about it. She's not even trying to hide. She just watches you go with the book.
Mm-hmm. Is she positioned such that I should notice that she's seeing me, or I should just let it?
You don't think she was positioned deliberately in a way to make sure you saw her, but she also wasn't caring if you do.
Okay.
She could have. There's a few places she could have stood that was a lot more visible.
Okay.
But where she was standing was actually heading towards the wing where her quarters are, where her whole section of the wing that she owns.
Okay. Well, as I'm going by, I'll just nod and keep going.
She gives you a half smile. And you step into the night with your book. And now we have another scene to flash to. How is this arranged? Let's ask the one who wanted to have this speech. Destiny, how have you... what is your plan to invite this individual to speak with you?
I think I just tell Lamar that I sent him a text message that the coterie is getting together at the steakhouse and to meet me at the steakhouse.
It's actually a pretty common message to get sent, isn't it?
It is. So tomorrow, I'll go ahead, get ready for the evening, pick up my various additions to my wardrobe, being my gun and knife, and then I will head to the steakhouse to meet the coterie.
Now, you do know during the day, there was a package dropped off at the steakhouse that Jerry put down, was to put behind the bar for you, a rather large, hard, oblong case that inside of it is a special requested item that you ordered from a contact of yours in your domain. A very large caliber item.
Lamar grins. It's like Christmas. And he just kind of like hums, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas to himself, and he will make his way to the group's meetup.
Yep. And when you arrive, the rest of the coterie is not there yet. But Destiny's there.
Destiny and Hyde.
When you come in, Hyde hisses a bit at you and then settles deeper into the purse. After Hyde, make sure you understand that Hyde's there and doesn't like you.
Evening, Hyde. Evening, Destiny.
Evening, Lamar.
Where's everybody else? They running late?
Probably. They're not here, so they must be running late, right?
You never show up for anything early.
Yes, I do.
Come now. Every time we get together like this, you're the last one there.
No, I'm usually here before everybody else. I'm just not in the room with everybody.
Oh, my mistake. Well, I guess while we wait for everyone to show up, how's your evening been?
It's been pretty good. What about yours?
About to get a lot better.
Yeah? Why's that?
New toys. And he heads over to behind the bar, and he will lift up the giant case, large case, and take a look at what's inside.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
There's a Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle, disassembled and packed in its carry case.
Yeah, I cannot taste anything but chef's kiss. This is wonderful.
Even if you could taste something, I don't think you're supposed to lick those.
No, but this is icing on a very nice cake.
Looks like a gun, doesn't look like icing.
It's metaphorical.
Oh, right. Metaphorical. Gotcha. Metaphorical like the fact that you came over to the Camarilla?
Oh, no, that actually happened, though. There's historical record of that. That actually happened.
Who do you report to?
Well, that would be Miss Sierra Van Burge. You met her the other night at the club? Yeah.
The one who told you that someone sent her to come and find you?
Father Cardenas gets a certain way when I don't come and visit. He was actually close with my sire, and unlike my sire, Father Cardenas, he was looking for a way out of the whole Sabbat thing as well. So when the opportunity came along, he was the one that recommended me, and he's looked out for me for a long time. And now and again I go by, we play some chess, we talk about what's happening, and then I come on and hang out with you good people.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You play chess?
Sometimes. I'm not good at it, but he's still trying to teach me the game.
Okay. I'm rolling to see how big of a load of crap he just fed me.
Yep, it is going to be for you, Destiny. Wits and insight, and you can use your specialization to secrets. For Lamar, it's going to be composure and subterfuge. How straight of a face can he keep? Let's see. Destiny willpowered. It has
And
3.
Lamar will willpower as well.
Yep. It's the battle of the willpowers. Right now, Destiny has 3 successes. Lamar, impressive.
Heck?
He got 7 with a crit.
7 with a crit. You 100% believe every word that came out of his mouth. Someone's been practicing his lying.
I'd offer to introduce you to him, but he's still taking in this whole new experience, not fit for polite company yet. And despite the whole, came over to the Camarilla thing, I don't know if you know, but in the Sabbat, clanless had kind of a bad reputation in a lot of ways, or at least those who might have been clanless. And Toreador weren't too keen on most of Toreador too, so I try not to put people in situations where shit just goes south.
Lamar,
Destiny,
you just fucking threatened me.
No.
We were
I
here having a nice conversation. All I wanted to know was what Sierra wanted to make sure you knew that you reported to, and you decided you were going to threaten me.
Okay,
Don't you ever,
back up.
No, I will not back up. Do
Back up,
not
because-
ever use the words clanless around me. Don't. I am a Toreador, Lamar. I will kill you before that gets out.
Okay. Now see, that was a threat.
It was a threat.
That's what a threat
and it is a
sounds
threat,
like.
tit for tat.
I didn't threaten you, Destiny.
Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did, Lamar.
No, I didn't. But when I do threaten you, you'll know it. That wasn't a threat. That was me telling you the truth. That whole thing that you and I were supposed to be working on. I told you the truth. I told you I don't bring people around Father Cardenas because he doesn't like most people. That wasn't a threat. That was me telling you what the fuck was up. Now, if you felt threatened, I apologize. That wasn't where I was going with this. Like you said, we were having a nice conversation. So I'll forget that you threatened me just now.
Oh, you will?
I'll let it go. If you choose to let it go or not, that's on you, but not here to do you harm.
Good. I'm glad you're not here to do me harm.
About this time, actually, Roscoe comes in, holding a book.
Evening, everybody. Seems a little tense in here. I just came in to put this back in my library. I don't mean to intrude. I'll let you guys continue.
No, we're good.
It's fine, Roscoe. Let's call it a lover's spat.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, what did you tell Kathy the other night when she showed up here? Because she said something that it sounded weird. Didn't sound like it came from you. So I'm going straight to the source.
What do you mean?
Something about me being yours. Did she miss the end of your sentence?
Wait, what?
I mean,
guys, I'm just gonna go. I'll
okay,
see you later.
yeah, cool, Roscoe. You do your thing, man. You do you.
And by
nice
the way,
seeing you, Roscoe.
the book in his hands, while you haven't seen it, it does appear to be flesh. Kind of obvious.
That's disgusting.
What is?
That is moderately creepy.
What?
That book.
It's a book.
It's bound in flesh.
Oh, yeah,
Is that the book?
it is. The Regent gave it back to me tonight. Kind of something I'd like to talk to the whole coterie about, because it may explain why we haven't been hearing from Johnny for a while.
So it's so creepy that even your boss doesn't want it in the building you all live in.
It's a more serious situation than that, and I kind of think it's more of a bribe than him actually wanting me to have the book back. Like I said, that's why I wanted to talk to the whole coterie about it.
Oh, well, everybody should be here soon then.
Well, we didn't have a scheduled meeting tonight.
Yes, we did.
I didn't get. Let me check my phone. I must have missed it then.
Oh, I'm sure we had a scheduled meeting.
Maybe
He just looks at Destiny. Mar just looks at Destiny. I'm sure we had a scheduled meeting.
We did have a scheduled meeting, Lamar.
Yeah. Okay, then it must have just not got reached me in the chantry. Sorry, I missed it.
You know, it's sometimes hard to get through those like heavily protected, guarded walls. I'm going to send another message just in case something went wrong with my phone and the message didn't send.
Okay. Yeah, try that.
Now this is,
and I send a text message to Jackie and Eleanor.
This is the next night after you had done the ballet and everything. So, you are in your respective places when you get this text.
Jackie's in her cabaret. Oh shit.
When I get Destiny's text, I send back, I'm picking up treats. Does anyone want anything?
Jackie will
Does that
send
message go to
back,
everybody?
you know, I could always go for a treat, but I don't think I want what you're offering tonight, darling.
Did that message go to everyone?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
R.
Okay, then.
And Jackie will tell Etienne that she needs to go to the steakhouse.
Okay. And how is Eleanor planning to get there? Uber?
The Destiny special.
The Destiny special. Got it. The Uber. So, Destiny, Lamar, and Roscoe, do you continue your conversation or does it get really uncomfortable really fast while people wait?
It's already uncomfortable. So I'm just going to make an exit from that room to the library to put the book away.
Roscoe, you did notice that there is a large caliber weapon in a carry case, dismantled, but a large caliber weapon in a carry case that was sitting on the bar.
I'm sure that's Lamar's. That's not unusual. I mean, maybe it's Destiny's. I don't know, but you know.
So you put the book back in the library. And everyone sat silent, I guess, until Jackie and Eleanor come in. The way fate works is odd because for some reason they both pull up at the same time. Funny how that happens sometimes.
It is. And it's a little uncomfortable sitting there just looking at the two of them. Like
Mars just going to clean his gun.
Destiny's playing with Hyde.
Jackie and Eleanor walk in arm in arm.
And while you were playing with
got here
Hyde,
at the same time.
Destiny, Hyde did ask you if he can, you know, just piss on Lamar's shoes when he gets a chance again.
Oh, Destiny gives Hyde 100% permission.
Okay. We'll just make a note. Right now, Hyde's still, I mean, you were playing with him, so he's wandering around a bit. He was playing pounce from behind anything he could hide behind to try to jump out at you. And you all come in. Jackie and Eleanor comes in with Destiny, Hyde bouncing out from behind one of the booths to try to get her. Lamar cleaning a very large weapon, practicing assembling and disassembling it because you got to get used to doing it. And Roscoe looking like he could be anywhere else but here, and he would be happy.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to read the room, storyteller.
You know exactly. Roscoe is very which part?
I'm going to do a wits awareness with instincts to read the room.
Go ahead. Let's see what you get here. 4. There is a tension in the room you can feel. Actually, you could cut it with a knife.
Between?
Eleanor's deliberately not Eleanor. Destiny's deliberately doing anything she can to not look at Lamar, and Lamar is intensely studying this weapon. And Roscoe, being Roscoe, who's not as subtle, is cutting eyes at the both of them repeatedly.
Oh, have
Just
we
waiting
had
for the
another
next-
spat this evening?
Well, you know.
Misunderstanding. We've hashed it out.
You know, y'all really
No.
have to work on your communication with each other.
I agree.
I mean, if Lamar would stop fucking lying to me, then maybe we could.
Darling, all kindred lie.
I haven't lied to you once.
Oh, you said you didn't threaten me.
And I didn't.
Mm.
Wait a minute.
There's
Are
a
we
lot
now
more-
threatening each other? Is that how we're going to
No.
do this?
Apparently,
didn't
we're
threaten
threatening
her.
each other with a good time.
Oh,
Okay, because this is a lot. I was thinking this is the fallout from the club the other night when Destiny said that Lamar was hers. But
oh.
apparently there's more to it than that.
Obviously, there's more, Roscoe.
There's
Yes.
more to that sentence, and I wanted to know what it was, but Destiny conveniently walked past that, so
Yes, well, Eleanor, do share the treats. Maybe giving folks something sweet
Yes,
to nosh on will help.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
give Lamar 2.
I'm okay. Give Roscoe my portion, please.
Yeah, well, I did get one for you, but I didn't know what R meant, but I have this little
God.
pin.
What were you trying to type, Lamar?
That was like that was like a full sentence, but all you got was an R.
Yeah, it was just R, a capital R, and it seemed very important. But I have this little pin, like you can put on your lapel. It's like a little ruby thing. So I got that for you. It's a little bit better than.
Eleanor, you're wonderful. Thank you. You can give Roscoe my portion, and I'll, let's all just have a decent evening and figure out. Roscoe has something he wants to talk to the group about. So,
Oh,
and I guess that's the segue into what I had to say.
no, we're skipping. No, Lamar, nice deflection there. What was the whole sentence you were sending? We'll get to you, Roscoe, I promise.
We'll see.
I was just saying, hey, bring me a red gingerbread man cookie if you can find one. But
Oh damn!
You're
Well,
so
I don't.
full of
They
it.
didn't have any there, but I'll keep an eye out.
So, Roscoe, what did you have to discuss with us?
Well, I just came back from the Chantry. The Regent called me over. Didn't explain what it was about beforehand, but when I got there, he gave me my book back. The one that I've been avoiding asking Portia for. And gave me a whole story about how he had to go to Portia, the neonate, and explain to her the etiquette involved in borrowing books, and that it had been explained to her, that she shouldn't do that. All as I'm taking it as a bribe when he told me about Jonathan, who has been sent away on Chantry business rather suddenly. No notice. He didn't get to contact us before he left. He just left. And he made it clear that I was to understand what he was talking about otherwise and not say anything to anyone. I'm spilling my own secrets here. That
Thank you for trusting us, Roscoe.
you're in my coterie. Yeah. We're stronger together.
Absolutely.
Roscoe, you said the Regent told you he went to Portia and demanded your book back.
Yes, and he very specifically called her the neonate Portia.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sure it was your Regent? Because we all know who she really is. And if she took offense to that in any way, she would have just pulled his head off and used it for a bowling ball.
Lamar, what
Right.
was it that you told me that Sierra said when she saw Jonathan the other night at the club? What, that she had seen him at the Succubus Club?
Yeah. seen him at the Succubus Club, and he apparently had caught the attention of Portia and Annabelle. I think that was her name. Yeah.
I look over at Eleanor. Black Knight takes white pawn, darling.
And like you said, Abraham made it very clear that I was to understand what happened and not say anything, and that the book was a bribe. Otherwise, I would be assigned unpleasant duties similar to Jonathan.
Your secret will be safe. No one revealed that he was bribed to keep his silence on the matter. I'm
So-
I'm not saying a
pretty
damn thing.
damn sure what has happened to our coterie member.
Yeah.
He did what we all agreed we wouldn't do.
Yes.
He got her attention.
And if that's the case, someone like her, she probably didn't do it fast, which means she probably took everything that he knew about us with him, from him.
Depends. Depends on what she was looking for.
Now, I did notice her watching me as I left. She wasn't trying to be obvious, but I still saw her. She just didn't say a word.
Honestly, until she decides to stroll up in and take us all, we just carry on like we have.
Right.
Maybe
Basically
don't
avoiding
bring
her.
any really old books to your chantry. At least for a little while.
Oh,
Well,
That got her attention last time.
it did. But I think this was the treat I was given to keep my silence.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You read it right, Roscoe. It was a bribe. Absolutely. Hands down. Well,
So what is that?
luckily, I was within that shell organization for our domain holdings, so they remain ours.
And when I brought up, like, it would have been nice if we had known, because, Jonathan had certain responsibilities, financially with our coterie and our businesses. He's like, he just completely blew that off. He's like, nope, that's the way it is.
There is an issue. Mr. Green, chief of security at the club. He will need
Yeah.
someone to
Oh.
take over management of him.
That's
That or we
right.
got to kill him.
Or kill him because he knows too much.
How long do we have before?
He's been gone
It
about
becomes
a
an
week,
issue.
about 3 weeks.
Hmm.
So a decision needs to be made. Either someone takes him, and I am not taking him. I have a new ghoul under tutelage right now. I am not going to do that with 2.
I could take him.
Why? I think that would be a brilliant idea, Eleanor.
You think so?
I do.
I might need some tips for you about training a ghoul.
Absolutely. I'm
I
sure
don't
Jonathan
have-
had him trained to some extent, but you will just have to tweak it for your own preferences.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll take over.
Perfect. I think it's wonderful.
All right. Well, then that's settled.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
what's next?
Storyteller, am I remembering this correctly? That Abraham said that he had talked to.
That's correct. Abraham told you
Jackson.
he had told Prince Jackson that he had
Okay.
sent him away.
Okay. I'll bring that up. It's like, Abraham said that he talked to the prince about sending Jonathan away, but I have doubts about that, but I don't want to go behind his back to check it. Sorry, Lamar, I didn't mean to jump in.
No, that's. Huh.
If I can find something out, I will, but I'm not going to push hard because I don't want it noticed that I'm looking into that.
Right.
Hey, we heard anything from the Underground King lately?
Mm-mm. And the man's insane. We may not hear from him at all. We may not hear from him for months. It might be tomorrow. Who knows?
Just figured I'd ask. That was
Yeah, no, haven't heard anything yet. But I have some benign information that everybody knows that isn't going to implicate or impact anyone to give. So it's fine. I'm prepared when the matter happens. But, Lamar, I need to tell you. Damien has a gigantic hate boner for you.
Camarilla Sheriff, former Sabat.
I gave him the intelligence we had on One-Eyed K, and of course, with that being set up down in Southside, that may impact your interests. Just know that Damien may have some people down there. Be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
Of course. I tried to allay his concerns, but he just has a giant hate boner.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be for a while, and I don't expect that to change just because I, show some loyalty here, show some loyalty there, do the right thing here. So,
And
as long as I'm working within the bounds of what I'm supposed to do,
with
Ruhak and whatever.
the mention of Damien's name, one of the bottles of liquor gets knocked off the back of the bar, shattering on the floor, spreading liquor all over the place.
Oh, you don't like him, do you?
And when you say that, you see one of the monitors you use to watch a video camera, all of a sudden it sparks and dies.
Okay, that wasn't me.
But while looking at the video monitor, you do notice something else at the same time. Alexa is walking up to the back entrance of your steakhouse.
Bad enough to break a bottle of liquor. Now we got more trouble coming.
Someone
Jackie,
else can get
you're
the
up.
door this time. I got the door for her last time.
All right, I'll go.
And you don't even wait for her to knock. When you open the door, her hand is about halfway to hit it. And when you open the door, she's standing in front of you. And tonight she's actually wearing a pair of earrings that appear to be eye teeth. One from each ear. And her belt is a leather and silver belt that you are rather certain is actually a whip that's just been coiled around herself over and over to use as a belt.
Good evening. Come in. We just happened to see you coming up, so.
Of course. Thank you.
Certainly, come in.
And as always, when she's come here alone, she strides in almost like she owns the place. There's an arrogance to her stride.
Good evening, Alexa.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
I'm here on official business tonight.
Oh.
Have you seen your coterie mate, Mr. Berkeley?
Not in about a week.
No, I was told he was sent away on chantry business.
Yes, that's what we've been told as well. And Prince Jackson just wanted me to come by and find out if you're aware of this. And make sure that the coterie is fine.
I spoke with the regent earlier tonight, and I'm fine.
Yes. Well, Prince Jackson is not exactly pleased at this event, so if you happen to hear from him, please tell Mr. Berkeley to contact the prince at his earliest convenience.
We certainly will.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely will.
Why does it smell like alcohol? Are you?
Oh no, there's a ghost in this place that likes to knock shit over.
It's a little bit of accident, and I haven't had a chance to clean it up yet.
A ghost, you say?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And her eyes,
Mm-hmm.
once she finishes looking around, she kind of glasses over a bit. She gets an out of focus look to her eyes. Well, yes, it is haunted, isn't it?
It is.
He's gonna laugh.
Who is?
No, Matt. Past business.
I love a good story.
Well, I'm sure you do, but in this case, it's not what I'm going to tell. He may tell at some point, but I'm going to let him know because it'll be funny. But do watch out for that one. He's a troublemaker. Or was a troublemaker. And she gets an almost feral grin. Jackie, please, if you see her before I do, give your my regards to your children.
Of course.
Yeah, Abigail is something else.
She really is.
Yes. She's been quite entertaining for Luke and I.
Oh, do let Luke know I'll be by to see him soon. I have some matters to speak with him on some new pieces I'm looking for.
Ah, sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
Well, that's all I was here for. Do watch out for your friend. He's obviously causing problems again. But if you hear from Mr. Berkeley, do not let us find out you've heard from him and we've not heard from you.
No
if you
need,
understand.
No need for that. We will advise him to contact the prince as soon as we hear from him again.
Very, very good. Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And she turns and walks from your haven.
God, I can't stand that bitch.
And we see her leave on the
Oh, yeah, you see her go walk off into the street and walk away from the building.
So apparently Abraham actually did talk to the prince. But I still believe that he wasn't sent away on business.
Oh, no, he wasn't. I'm certain of it. But, you know, when you walk into that one's domain and get that one's attention.
Yeah. Things go badly.
Lamar, you noticed Hyde is, while everyone's been distracted, Hyde has gotten awful close to your leg at this point. I rolled to see if you noticed.
Did anyone notice Alexa's earrings tonight?
Lamar will get up and he'll close the case of his weapon and he will take it to the back.
And everyone sees as Lamar walks off, and you can't miss Hyde looking at Destiny with his head kind of cocked. And you all hear him do a little bit of a meow, which Destiny almost. Lamar, you caught before, right as this was happening. Lamar did say, notice your earrings, but Lamar comes back in the room after depositing his weapon.
Yeah, I noticed them.
I mean, I never looked that closely, but I don't think Johnny's teeth were that pointed.
No, that's not Johnny's.
No.
That's not Johnny's. I know. I have a, well, I'm not going to say I know. I have a good suspicion on whose those are.
Care to share?
Sylvia Roanhorse.
I almost feel bad for her. Almost.
There was absolutely no reason why she had to come here. She could have called, sent a liaison to arrange a meeting. But no, she had to come here and get herself a nice big target on her rear end.
So as the conversation dies down for a bit, I think this will be a good spot to take a break, right at the break of a scene so that we don't go into another scene and then have to stop mid-scene. So with the coterie sitting here and Destiny and Lamar having a lover's quarrel, apparently, and Roscoe coming with a message and his book, and Eleanor and Jackie. Well, Eleanor's trying to figure out why is Mommy 2 and Daddy 2 fighting. This is where we go to break. We will be back in 10 minutes, everyone. Enjoy.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see You can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the words of lions. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me Lexati Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory. wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, keep me beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, keep me youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory.
Welcome back. Before the break, the coterie was at the steakhouse, and they're still in the steakhouse because there's some other things that I think they wanted to discuss. So we're going to pick up right there, and I will let the players continue their scene.
Before we go off anywhere, Eleanor, I had a chance to look at that book that I mentioned last time about the references to, the things you'd seen.
Yes.
It did have a couple of mentions of the hedgerows and the fact that it's an extremely dangerous place that doesn't exist in the same reality that we do. I mean, it's not physically here on the same physical plane that we're on. But it is a very dangerous place. Now, along with it, though, there were some other mentions that. Now, I think it should be obvious to us this in hindsight, but the extremely gifted people, psychically gifted, who are up on the upper range of ability, they're pretty much an open door to the ones who live beyond our reality, the ones who live where the hedges are.
Did your book say who lives there?
No.
And if this place has a name?
No.
Oh, just that it is very dangerous.
Yes. Mm.
So does that mean Eleanor's in danger then?
Hard to say. I mean, Eleanor, did you tell us the last time that you saw the eye looking at us, but none of the rest of us saw it?
Yeah, nobody else saw it, but I did tell you.
Okay. Now obviously, someone is interested in her, but what their ultimate motive is, I couldn't tell it you at this point. It's not really mentioned anywhere. Although, when we dropped it in the Quicksilver, did anyone else get just a quick rush of something foreboding over you?
Yes.
as
It
went
felt
under?
like someone walked on my grave.
Yes.
Oh, was that from you dropping in the Quicksilver? Because I thought some shit was about to start.
It may. It may have set something in motion somewhere. Whoever it was that was watching Eleanor knows that they can't see her now. So they may pursue other means.
Has your friend Ben reached out to you lately?
You have gotten the address of his new place, but that's it.
He did tell me where his new place is. That's all. I assume that means that he is still all right.
He was used as well, based on what Eleanor told me.
I think so. He was a conduit.
Then
Might still
he's
be.
gifted as well, isn't he?
Yes. Yes, he's very gifted. I'm almost as gifted as I am, I think.
He hasn't had a chance to talk to you since, but
No, and I haven't had a chance to go by his new place to see him. Though I suppose I should, at least to figure out a clue.
Perhaps ask him where he got the cards from.
Yes.
You want to handle that alone, or do you want backup?
Well, if something goes terribly wrong, I perhaps should have backup.
Roscoe, would you mind going with her?
not at all. I'd love to.
You might really like him, Roscoe.
It might be another contact for antiquities.
Yes. Or
Great.
interesting artifacts.
Yes, exactly. No, I
Maybe
don't
let's
do that.
not shop with the guy who gave you the cursed amulet and the bad deck of cards.
No, we don't know for certain that it was his fault. He may have been used, like Jackie said, as a conduit.
You say been used as in past tense, but we have no evidence that he's not still being used. So
That's true. Yeah, you have a point there.
It's true.
I mean, if others wish to go, I love you dearly, Eleanor, but I do not wish to go.
I understand, Jackie, and I love you just the same, even if you don't want to go. And I understand.
All right, I'll go with you, Eleanor, just to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Oh, thank you, Lamar.
So I see Eleanor, Lamar, and Roscoe wish to go. What about Jackie and Destiny? What are their plans? Now, I know, Jackie, you understand that if Alexa was there, she's...
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking Jackie's probably thinking about heading out to a Luke's gallery.
You going to take your Toreador to show, she's doing Toreador things?
Destiny, would you like to go to a gallery with me this evening?
yeah, that would be nice.
We can do that while they're busy.
So we've got Jackie and Destiny going to go to a Luke's gallery. Now, it's not the same one you went to that he had his full...
He's got multiple.
He's got where his full gala, but it's the one he spends most nights at.
Mm-hmm.
With you two going now, I understand. I assume Etienne's going to drive you two. How are Roscoe, Eleanor, and Lamar getting there?
Lamar will drive if everybody's cool with it.
Hmm?
Sure.
Okay. So everyone sets off. Now, I want wits awareness from everybody. Because you're riding around in a car and,
I don't know how much wits I'm going to have about me, because I'm, of course, letting Eleanor ride in the passenger seat, and I'm going to be stuck in the back. Hopefully, Lamar cleaned that out really good.
it wasn't anything other than, it looks like it had new upholstery put in it. It does look like some new upholstery's in there.
I got 4.
4? That's not bad.
Destiny got 3.
That was resolve awareness. You need wits awareness there,
Oh.
Roscoe.
Resolve. How'd that get in there?
I don't know. It's doing its own thing.
It's like that.
But once you roll that, let's see what goes from there. There we go. There it comes right there. 3 successes. That's not bad, though. I mean, actually, nobody rolled too bad at all. I'll keep that under advisement as we move forward. Given the distances involved, it's going to be Jackie and Destiny who arrive first at the art gallery. So we'll start there, and then we'll flip between the two scenes back and forth a few times to properly make sure everyone gets a chance for this one. So you arrive at Luke's gallery. Now,
Well, before we get there in the car.
you can have your talk on the ride, and then we'll let them have their talk, of course. But
Okay. Destiny, I was thinking with how much stress that Eleanor has been under with this whole situation, it would be a good idea to distract her a bit with fun things to do and pretty things to see. To keep her mind off of all the horrible things that she's been dealing with. I was thinking we should do a girls' night. Maybe theater.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a show that you would enjoy that you would like to share.
Musical theater or straight theater?
Either one would suit her. Pick your favorite.
I mean, I've got a lot of favorites.
Well, figure out what's showing. There's quite a few theaters in the city. And
Comedy, tragedy, historical.
I think perhaps historical comedy.
Ooh. That's going to be an interesting thing to try to find in Chicago. Let's see what I can find. And you know what? If I can't find it, I'll make someone put one on.
There you go. Perfect. I think that'll be wonderful for her. And I enjoy it myself. So it'll be a good night.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what I find.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry about the tension that you guys walked into earlier.
Oh, I don't expect us all to be friends and get along all the time.
Yeah.
We just have to work together.
Gonna be real hard to work together if Lamar keeps calling me clanless.
I can see the problem with that.
I need to find a way to make it abundantly clear that he is not to ever say those words out loud again, ever.
Man, you two really do know how to push each other's buttons, don't you? I'll have a talk with him.
I'd appreciate that.
No problem. When we get to this gallery, be on your P's and Q's.
I will.
Of course you will.
Do we know what kind of art he's going to have displaying tonight?
I really have no idea. I'm sure it will be interesting, as he is inclined to show interesting works. But I have no idea what the theme is or what he's particularly putting on this evening. He changes it from time to time. I just have some matters. He's my art dealer. I sometimes get pieces from him, and I need to discuss some things with him.
Well, I'm happy to be along.
Thank you.
And as you're pulling up to the art gallery, we're going to flash to the other vehicle so that the three riding in Lamar's freshly upholstered. I mean, it's been a month or two, but it's still obviously not the original upholstery in the vehicle. Are riding over towards. She's given you an address on the south side. Oddly enough, Lamar. You're muted.
Why is everything on the south side these days? But he'll go ahead and he'll drive.
Nice ride, Lamar.
Thank you. So how long you known this Ben guy?
Oh, storyteller.
I don't know. However long you want, provided how long you've been in Chicago.
I've known him for a number of years. 5, 6. About that? Maybe a little more, but I've known him for a while.
And he treats you okay?
Mm-hmm. He is one of my best friends here. One of the best friends I've had ever, really. And I don't meet very often people who are like me. We often talk about the things we see and experiences we've had and different tools and what helps and what does not help. And he is, I think, a very good person.
That must be nice.
It is. Maybe one day you'll have a friend like that, Lamar.
Yeah, probably not. But you're sweet to think so.
Well, I will keep thinking so, and then if it happens, I can say I told you so.
You know what? In this one case, I kind of want to be wrong, so that you can do that. All right, start talking, Roscoe, because you're starting to creep me out.
Well, if you're going to make me talk, what was that back at the steakhouse with you and Destiny?
God damn it. It was a misunderstanding. I kind of like, I speak English and Destiny speaks like British English. And when we start talking, there's a whole lot of shit that gets lost in translation.
There's a thing I saw once where it said it had the picture of the Queen on it. And it says there is English and then there are mistakes.
Well, to Destiny, everybody else is speaking mistake. But it'll iron itself out, always does.
Okay. It seemed pretty serious. So, is it that, she's jealous that, Kathy with the K is moving in on you? Or?
Oh, I don't think it's that at all. No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say, man, I'll go with it.
Is there anything we can do to help smooth the way?
No, and actually I would prefer that you didn't try to help because that'll make it worse.
I will not help.
And I will do my usual by not helping.
See, those are different things, and I recognize those are different things. But all right, so we get here, we let Eleanor do the talking with Ben, and we get any weird feelings, we either shoot or stab whatever it is until around about the head and shoulders until it doesn't move anymore.
Okay, direct action then.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully nothing like that will happen, because I would really hate to mess up his new shop.
That's plan number 2. That's plan B.
I didn't come loaded for that kind of thing, so I hope it doesn't happen either.
And Lamar drives on, confident that they've worked this part of the issue out.
Okay, and we're going to flash back to the art gallery as Destiny and Jackie come up. Now, Etienne pulls you up out front. It's not a very big place. It's small, but there's activity. It's not a full, it's not a gallery where they're doing an exhibit. It's actually,
show.
It's an actual,
just a gallery.
A gallery where they're selling art, where some things have price tags. And
I will rouse for
the
Blush
ones
of Life.
that don't have price tags normally mean if you have to ask how much it is, you can't afford it.
And I got hungrier.
Okay. And your beast speaks. in your head. Don't know why. You're playing games with these people. You know you're better than this. You're with a Kaitif and a Lasombra and a usurper. Why? You are not meant for this. You're meant for greater things. You serve a Justicar for all things. Why?
Jackie doesn't even flinch, but she thinks to her beast. I use whatever tools I have at my disposal.
And
And
they
she-
use you. And then it goes silent.
And
Ma'am,
yes,
there's no parking right here, ma'am, but I'll pull up.
I trust you to handle it, Etienne.
It just send me a text or a message, and I'll make sure I'm out front when you come back out.
Of course.
Thank you, ma'am. And he shuts the door as he lets you two out of the vehicle, and then he walks back around and drives off. And as you approach the art gallery, you can see a loop standing. It's glass fronted, so you can see him standing inside with somebody you recognize, Jackie. You don't know them very well, but you do know them. It's Reese Warren. They work at your cabaret, a burlesque dancer.
Interesting.
And when you walk in, of course, as soon as you come in the door, you see Aluk turn his head, and he locks arms with Reese and comes walking over to Eleanor. Or sorry, not Eleanor. I'm used to Eleanor being with you. Jackie and Destiny. And Reese looks kind of shocked to see you there.
Uh-huh.
And Lucas,
Good
Destiny
evening.
and Jackie.
Good
evening.
evening.
I thank you for coming in, spending time in my gracious little store. Have you come to shop?
Peruse. Looking for something specific.
No. I've got a number of things painted by Reese here
Oh.
that I'm showcasing tonight.
Oh.
And Reese kind of
Reese,
looks
you didn't
nervous.
tell me.
No, ma'am. I
Don't
didn't.
call me ma'am. You know everyone at the club calls me Jackie.
And Reese she's a short woman, very short, 5'1", a lot of curves. But yeah, you didn't know she did art.
Mm-mm. Well, I am fascinated. I love art.
Well, I mean, I guess I can show you some of the things I've done. And it looks like, yes, do that. Go and give her a tour. You can leave me with Miss Destiny for now. And when you're done the tour, of course, I will speak with you, Jackie.
Perfect. Thank you.
And Reese walks off to
And I go with her.
show you around the store a bit, and leaving Luke with Destiny. Good evening, Destiny.
Hello again, Aluk.
So good to see you. You don't get out here that often and spend time in my establishments or coming to any of my expos. I do.
I try to come, but very busy.
Must be hard losing Delilah like you have.
She's just missing. She's
Well.
not gone.
You say she's missing, but the unfortunate state they found her friends, is bothersome.
It is. It's very bothersome.
Were I you, I would worry that perhaps you might be next on their list.
Of course I'm worried that I'm next, but life goes on, right?
Well, such as it is, but let's see if we can get you out of your morning mood. So do you like art, Destiny?
I love art.
Have you ever tried your hand at painting?
I've tried. I am miserable. My talents lie more on the stage side of things.
An actor. Have you seen
Actress.
Binway perform?
No.
He is untraditional for what you'd expect from an actor, but he's actually quite good. You wouldn't think with his rather sickly appearance that he's very commanding on the stage, but he's actually quite skilled.
Interesting.
Perhaps I could arrange for you to, next time he does one of his shows over on the north side, perhaps I could arrange for you to go see it.
Does he ever do historical comedies?
He does what he calls a comedy. Othello's one of his favorite, though I don't think anyone but him calls it a comedy.
No.
He has an odd sense of humor.
Aren't the best senses of humor odd?
Honestly, no. I find the best senses of humor are creative rather than odd. You see? Take Alexa. Everyone says she has no sense of humor. She has a sense of humor. You just have to think through what she's saying.
That sounds like an odd sense of humor to me.
No, it's creative.
6 of the one, half dozen of the other?
Ah. Well, half of one, 6 dozen of the other, right?
That's odd.
Well, let me show you around while Jackie is taken by. I didn't realize they knew each other.
She works at the cabaret.
Well, I never realized it was that Jackie. I knew of the cabaret where Reese worked, but I did not realize it was actually owned by Jackie. Quite interesting.
Oh, I'm looking for some pieces as well. I have a new drug clinic that opened up, and maybe you can find some cheerful, calming pieces.
Well, I wouldn't call what we have here tonight cheerful and calming. And you look around and see that definitely what's been put up is a very raunchy yet teasing style. Very reminiscent of actually burlesque in general, where it's raunchy but not distasteful and teasing at the same time. But for a drug clinic, you say?
Yeah. Making the world a better place, one junkie at a time.
I have some contacts I can discuss that with and see what I can find you. I'm sure I'll be in contact, of course. Plus, I have to invite you to a play.
Oh, yes, please.
And now we're going to flash back to the shop before we come back for Jackie and Reese's little walk around. When you arrive at this shop, don't even have a sign out front yet, but it's obvious the right address. And when you step in the shop, of course, Eleanor goes in first, and Ben gets a smile when he sees her.
Ben!
And then he sees her companions, and he kind of...
Oh,
Good evening,
Ben.
Eleanor.
I hope you don't mind. I brought a couple of my friends and coterie mates. This is Roscoe, and this is Lamar.
Good evening, Roscoe. Lamar. I heard you've come to join our side.
Yes. Yes, I have. Nice building you got here. Much better than, much nicer than it used to be.
Have you been to my old shop?
No, not your old shop, but this building. I've been in it before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I had to move rather abruptly after some issues at the last shop.
They know about the issues at the last shop.
Ah, well.
That they're here as an extra pair of eyes, since I wanted to see, well, first of all, to see how you were doing, and the shop looks very nice.
Eleanor, You're making me slightly uncomfortable with considering the events of last time, and you bring... Sorry, Mr. Roscoe, I don't know who you are, but I do know of a shadow dancer. And it makes me rather uncomfortable. Should I be worried, Eleanor?
No. Well, no more than you were worried about what happened.
I don't think I'd call that worried. I think scared shitless is a much better description.
You're right. You should definitely be scared shitless of all of that.
Way to give me confidence there, Eleanor.
Well, not
Well, I
in us. Well, maybe him, but
yeah, he's...
And I'm joking, of course.
No, there's... Don't tell me you
Lamar's
can't
just
feel
kind
it.
of staring at him.
Don't tell me you can't feel it coming off him. It's like this waves of just... Like he's about this close to just breaking something or someone.
Aren't we all?
No, I'm not. No. You see, unfortunately, with my condition, I generally don't have the problem you do. But I also can still go out in the sunlight from time to time, unlike you.
Very handy trick.
Oh, it's like that.
She didn't tell you what I am?
No.
She told us you're her friend.
Yeah, that was all we needed.
I'm afraid I'm going to lower myself in your opinions, and you won't like me much further. I am, of course, Ben Gerlura. I am a thin blood, but also a prophet.
And my friend.
And Eleanor's friend.
And
That's
Eleanor's
the only
friend.
thing that really matters.
Well, Ben... Lamar?
Oh, no, you go first, because I don't want to... Ben's feeling uncomfortable. I want to put him at ease. And he stares at him again.
Well, Ben, well, you see, I did have a question after everything that happened. We learned some things. The place where you saw the amulet is apparently very, very dangerous and isn't, well, as you know, it isn't here.
No, it's not here, and I would not call it safe for sure, but I mean, it was a dream. Well, I guess it was a dream, but the amulet came from it.
Mm-hmm. It was certainly a place that you went in a dream. And hopefully you never go back there ever again. But the amulet, we neutralized it, I think.
We think.
May I inquire?
It had a strange reaction to being put in Quicksilver to silence it. It didn't want to go in. I mean, it actively tried not going into the Quicksilver, but once it went under, we all had a shock wave of foreboding and roll across us.
Quicksilver? You mean Mercury?
Yes.
Odd.
It works for our purposes.
Okay.
Was anyone else there when you got that thing, Ben?
I don't know where it came from. As I told Eleanor, I did not... she never came to my shop. I don't remember giving it to her. Now, obviously, I saw it in a dream, and she claims I gave it to her. But I never gave it to her. She had not been here. Well, prior to just the other day, she had not come here in months. Though obviously she said she had been here, and she even knew of the tarot deck.
I had occasion to look in my library in the occult about the vision that she described, and the place with the black hedges does exist. It's a real place, but not in our reality. It exists outside our own.
Okay, see, I do a lot of things, but I'm not really what you would call up on realities.
There are many different ones.
Lamar, while they're talking, Lamar's going to just take a look at some of the stuff in the shop.
And there's a lot of boxes. He hasn't really unpacked everything, though it's obvious he's a fortune teller. There's signs that are about to be put out front that tarot readings, palm reading. You're pretty sure you'll find a crystal ball somewhere in there, but most of it's still emboxed. Labels, books, decorations, those kind of things. But there's nothing that really stands out to you as different. But it's all boxed still, too.
How much do you charge for your readings?
Well, it depends on who comes and what they're looking for. A lot of people they want something general, and that's not much. $50 for, a general reading. Some rather more specific or ask for something a little more in depth, and of course the price goes from there.
Mar reaches into his coat. I got a cool $100 bill. Let's play a game. You read me.
We're going to hold right there.
Kathy?
We're going to hold right there. And we're going to flash to Jackie and Reese. And as you're walking around, Reese is showing you pictures, and you notice the ones that she's taking you to see are done by her.
Mm-hmm.
They're signed with her name at the bottom. I didn't know you knew Luke, Mr. Ant.
He is one of my many contacts for acquiring art.
Well, I just met him a year or two ago, and he encouraged me to start painting. And here I am, and he's selling my artwork, which is really nice. It's kind of shocking, though, because, I'm a dancer, not a painter, but...
You can be both, darling.
Yeah.
There is nothing saying that there is a limit on what you are capable of.
Yeah, that's what he's been telling me, and seems like a nice guy.
Do you associate with him beyond this?
Well, mainly some art. Once in a while, him and I and that Alexis, I suppose his girlfriend, we go out to a show or go and look at other art. And he invites me to some of the expos he's been doing to, as he puts it, to introduce me to potential clients and potential other places to try to market me better in the future, he says. Yeah, not Alexis, Alexa, by the way.
Well, very good. It is always good for young up-and-comers to have a patron.
Well, that's kind of... I didn't think of it that way, but, I guess that would make sense. That kind of sounds like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But, do you like... I don't let it interfere with the business side, of course.
It's fine. It's fine. What you do on your time is yours to do.
I try not to do it. I don't do any of this when I'm working.
You're far too busy when you're working.
This is nice, but I'm selling pieces, and I'm starting to finally get some income from it, of course, but
good.
It's not enough to replace the dances yet. So
yeah.
Plus, I like working there.
I'm glad you do. Truly. I try to make it a supportive place that people know that they are safe and able to perform and do as, what their talents are without worry.
I'm glad. Like I said, I like working there. It's a unique place you have. And
thank you.
You take care of us generally.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're walking with Reese...
As I look at the work, what do I see?
It is a raunchy yet teasing style. There's a lot of burlesque influences. A lot of it is a person or two people drawn teasing in a way that, it's not about what they're showing, but it's about what's not showing that is the highlight of the...
Is it photography or actually art?
It's actually art. It's painted.
Okay.
It looks like it's either painted maybe from a photograph where they use the photograph as a reference, or they just have a really good eye for detail and remembering detail. But as you're walking, you actually see a Luke and Destiny coming from the exact opposite direction, like the direction he took Destiny through the art gallery was directly designed to run into you before you were finished.
Well, Reese, truly, I would love to showcase some of your work at the cabaret.
You'll have to talk to Luke because it's part of the contract was exclusivity.
Of course.
As he puts it, as my broker Everything goes through him.
Of course, I understand how that end of the business works.
Yes. Well, I'm glad. I mean, you seem like a good businesswoman. And as you get close to Luke, Destiny, as he's been showing you these pictures, when you get close to, you see Alexa or Jackie in front of you, Luke goes, I'm going to have Reese take you around for a bit. I need to speak with Jackie for a second. But it's been a pleasure, and we will talk again.
Yes, please. It's always wonderful seeing you.
It is. And I'm glad I got to see you as well. Though, again, Luke is blind, though he's not been acting very blind this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get close, he steps up to Jackie and, Reese, please, take Miss Destiny on a walk and show her your art.
She is one of my friends.
No. Wait a minute, I've seen her. She comes some
performs
nights
sometimes.
at the cabaret. Yeah, I haven't had the chance. Normally you're coming
I've seen
on
you
as I'm
perform
leaving.
too.
Yeah, I normally, as I'm leaving, I'm seeing you coming on stage and I don't get a chance to talk, but wow, a small world.
Let's
I
go
didn't know
talk
you
some
know-
performance. Come on.
I didn't know you knew a Luke. Wow. And she grabs your arm and starts talking with you. And Luke just stands there for a second. And he turns to face the painting and just waits.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie,
Yes.
did not know you knew Reese.
I'm her employer. Of course I know her.
I did not know that was you were the Jackie. In question, you see, there's many of them.
Of course.
Do not involve her in our games, our kind's games, and do never feed off her. Do I make myself very clear to you?
I lean in a bit closer and say, I protect my employees from all of the above.
Very good. Then I think you and I shall be quite friends with each other. Especially if you can continue to protect her, because
Are you attached?
not in the way that many would think, but I find her art refreshing. Something new that I haven't seen in a while, and let's just say that I have grown fond of her. She reminds me of someone I once knew long ago.
I understand.
And I would
Maybe
like
more
to
than you
protect her.
maybe more than you realize. She will be safe.
Very good. Yes, I think we shall be friends then about this.
And you know, if you like the art, you should see the real thing.
Well, but don't you know I'm blind? I don't see anything.
Of course you are.
And he gets a smirk on his face.
And I just smile.
I may have to come out to your cabaret one night. Perhaps I'll get to see Reese perform.
Perhaps.
And did I catch something about Destiny performs there as well?
Of course. Even I do on occasion.
I think I'll have to stop in one night. And out of respect for your cabaret, I will make sure it's a night that Alexa is busy elsewhere.
Thank you. Now, speaking of, saw her tonight and it made me remember that, well, I hear that there's an issue. And I look around to see if it's private enough to talk.
It's private enough. Most people seem to be giving him an odd berth when he's in this place. Like, they're used to him leaving him alone unless he approaches them.
Like some missing youth.
I would ask you where you've heard about that from, but I
Come
think we
now.
both would know that I'd be lying if I didn't understand where you've got that from. And that doesn't bother me at all. Let's just say I might have told her hoping. Because you seem to have a resourceful group of friends, and you might be able to solve a problem for me. You see, I don't care about those that are missing. That's not my concern, but I do care about Alexa. And Alexa gets frustrated when she can't finish something that's been assigned to her. It's kind of one of her redeeming and yet somehow frustrating traits. So, anyone who might be able to speed that particular problem along or find out information about that, I would be very grateful for, because it would make her a bit less snappish and a little less aggressive. And while I love some of her aggression, it's quite delicious.
It can be.
It can be
I'm
excessive at times. And the cleanup
sure.
can be a problem. Waste disposal gets to be irritating some nights.
I'm sure some intelligence can be gathered. However, I would appreciate anything you have to offer to give us a lead.
I can do that. And we'll send Abigail by
Perfect.
with what information I have.
Perfect.
The ones that started this all were a recent batch of younglings, freshly presented, that were given a task and completed the task. But then, shortly thereafter, were nowhere to be found. While normally we would expect anarchs or any of another many things that our kind have. Some of these in particular were definitely not the type to have switched loyalties. So I will make sure you have some photos sent to you, though I believe one will be painted and not, that's all we have. Some names and what info I can get from Alexa without her thinking I'm trying to help her, because that's the other part of this, of course.
Oh, she's one of those.
She doesn't like assistance, but then she gets cranky when she can't finish it. So I try to subtly guide her, you may say.
I understand.
Well, and I would be in your debt if this gets worked out.
I'm certain something can be worked out.
Very good. Now let me walk you around, of course, and be the gracious host. And we're going to flash back to Ben's shop. Ben kind of looks nervous at you, looks at the $100 bill, and then he looks over at Eleanor.
Eleanor nods.
Okay, well, come on in the back. And he takes you in the back, and there's a table, there's a crystal ball, and he actually walks around the room lighting candles. And normally I would go with a Rorschach on that, but it's not, they're not big candles, they're tiny tea light style, so I will, they're not close enough to really Rorschach you. But
Mar does keep a wary eye on Ben for that.
you don't see him shy away at all from the lighter he's got. He's got one of the longer candle lighters that you have that he's walking around lighting them with. Have a seat at the table, please.
Lamar will go and pull out the chair and have a seat.
And your friends, of course, Eleanor, you and Mr. Roscoe can sit along the wall, please, not close to Lamar
yes.
as we work.
Right next to me, Roscoe, right here.
All right. And he sits down in front of a little crystal ball that it's almost cheesy, the fact he's sitting in front of a crystal ball with you. But instead of like gazing into it, he actually picks it up and he holds it in his hand and he starts looking at you through it. And he seems to be moving the ball around you and gazing through it and looking at you from different angles through the crystal ball. Already rolled for him. And suddenly the crystal ball falls out of his hand, drops to the floor and shatters. And he blinks. And in that space of a blink, his face shifts a bit. I would like Roscoe to roll intelligence or awareness, please. Are you planning to willpower, or are you going to go with
Yes. No, I'm going to willpower that.
that? Okay. Let's see what he gets. 4 successes. The look on his face shifts and it becomes harder, older, wiser, but at the same time, playful in some ways. But Roscoe, it's an expression you've seen in the chantry not too long ago on Sun Chi's face.
Okay.
I thought I told you to walk away, daughter of Malkav.
I can't.
So, we have you, a usurper, wielder of the stolen birthright, and one who dabbles in death, a death walker. Brave of you to come here.
Who am I speaking with? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here.
You may call me the emissary. That is all you need to know.
Who are you speaking for, emissary?
Mine is not to answer questions. Mine is to tell you. You need to listen when I say walk away.
Why?
Because you're becoming pieces on the board. You are not meant to be pieces on the board.
What do you mean, not meant to be pieces? We're all of us
You're meant
pieces
to
on the board.
influence the game, not be pieces.
Well, unfortunately, it seems like we ended up on the board whether or not we wanted to play. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just pick up and walk away? Like, leave the city, all of us?
Quit poking into things you should not poke into.
Then what should we poke into? If you or whoever is behind you has been watching me, knows what I can do, and intends to use that, then you know that sometimes I cannot choose what I see and what I do. So what is the purpose?
It knows you can't control it. That is why it's trying to help you.
To help me.
And you see the face start to, it's not rippling, but it's a struggle suddenly. This one is an annoyance to me.
An annoyance? Why?
Pushes. He resists too hard.
Do not harm him.
And you see
Tell
the
me-
face grow slack for a second and then bends back. And he's shaking his head. Did I drop that?
Actually, I accidentally knocked it out of your hand, man. I'm sorry. You know what? You earned every penny. Thanks for your time.
But I didn't tell you anything.
No, you told me more than you told me plenty. I'd like to pay you for your work.
What happened, Eleanor?
Something grabbed you for a few brief minutes, and it spoke through you.
I would say you're joking, but your jokes aren't normally like this.
No, this is not a joke.
And you don't look surprised.
I am, but I'm not. I suspected when I had no memory of Eleanor coming before.
I'm afraid it's my fault. Did anything like this happen when you and your sire left South America?
No, I'm not prone to blackouts.
No.
There's one other in the city who is.
One other?
Yes. It's
Who?
not for me to say who she is.
Oh,
It's not me to share her secret.
no. No, you should not.
But she is my clan, correct?
What clan are you?
Mir.
Yes, she is.
I know who you speak of.
She knows more than me. She might have answers. I don't think it's safe for you to be here right now, Eleanor.
No. Before I go, first, before I go, the tarot cards you had, the old ones,
Yes? Do you
They
have them
weren't
still?
not anymore. They weren't actually what they appeared to be. They were a rider deck with some magic making them look otherwise.
But that's not what...
Did you order them somewhere?
No.
Because that is certainly false advertising.
No, I didn't order them. They were actually just... I received them in a package. I didn't have a return address. They just said, I didn't know who it was from, and I thought it was one of my previous customers or something. It had a note on it that said, you might find these nice to add to your collection.
Oh.
But-
Somehow I am not surprised that is the case.
But a rider deck?
A rider deck. Like you'd pick up at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
Yes, we were all very surprised.
I'll look around and see as I unpack the boxes if I can find the envelope it came in.
That,
I mean, it was
that could be helpful.
should have maybe a tracking number or something that we might be able to get off it, or maybe you could do your thing that, read it and see something about it, or, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I feel like a fool.
No, don't.
Here I was bragging about this deck, and then it's...
But that's the beauty of its glamour, is that that's what it was until we stopped believing that that's what it was.
I don't like what's going on, Eleanor.
No. I'm sorry, Ben. It is my fault that this has happened. I don't wish to trouble you.
No,
with it
you're no
anymore.
trouble, but I don't think it's safe right now.
No, but thank you for your help, and
Give me a few days to see what I can find out and see if I find the envelope, and I will contact you.
yes.
But yeah, I think it's best if you all leave for now. Sorry, Eleanor, I really hate doing this. You know this.
Oh no, I know. I completely understand. And in fact, and I root around in my tote bag, and I pull out a $50 bill and I go and I give it to him. That's for the crystal ball.
It's fine. I can afford it generally. Most of the people who come here,
I know.
they throw money at me. But
They do. There's so very little I can do that's substantive except that.
take care of yourself.
I will. And you too, Ben.
I'll try. And as he walks you to the door and leads you back out to Lamar's, you all catch the one little fleeting glimpse as you're leaving of a look in his eyes that something watching from behind them. It's decidedly not happy, nor is it human. Now, before I give you a scene in the car together, I'm flashing back to the gallery. And Luke walks you around a bit. And how are you liking the photos that you did that I have loaned to you?
The artwork?
Yes, the ones that you have in your club.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They are very unique, which is exactly what I was going for. And they receive compliments.
Yes, I'm hoping to get a chance to stop in. It's been a matter of time here lately.
I totally
things have been
understand.
busy, of course.
I will say that it's not even a place I really hang out often, because often busy. Well, I do tend to favor more intimate venues. So.
Yeah, I've heard you all can be generally found at your steakhouse.
Sometimes.
Well, that's where we know to look.
Mm-hmm.
Heard Alexa bring it up. I hope she wasn't too rude tonight. She mentioned she was going out to see you, and she made it even a point to wear those earrings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I tried to explain they're tacky, but she does like the skulls and bones motif more than I do.
Luke, once upon a time, I was in love with an artist myself. I totally understand how difficult it can be at times.
Okay, Jackie, whatever you do, do not call her an artist when she's around.
I didn't say anyone was. I just said.
Just letting you know, she takes offense at that. She feels that that's...
She is anonymous on the works, and I do not reveal.
She says it's beneath her bloodline. And I'm not talking the one of our type. She was a noble at one point, you say, and she doesn't feel that art is a proper expression of who she was. But, and as you continue to walk around Destiny, you're walking around with Reese. And Reese is just chatting you up because she seems to enjoy, she's like, well, how do you know? I mean, you know Luke, but how? Do you know him through Jackie or?
Oh, through Jackie, and we came to a gallery showing, month and a half ago. I don't really know. Time just kind of flies
was
by
that the
now.
one with they were almost creepy, but they weren't creepy. They were like the pictures of like two lovers and somebody else. And if you looked at them wrong or at the angle right, it went from love to hate to jealousy. And
yeah, that was the one.
That's where I met Luke.
Oh, I'm surprised that I didn't see you there.
I met him before that, but that's where he convinced me to do art. He showed it to me, and
you're a fantastic dancer. And from what I see here, you're a really good artist. Have you ever thought of combining the two and doing some sort of performance art?
I haven't thought of that, but that's...
I'm sure Jackie would give you a venue for it, and you could probably sell the pieces for double or triple what you're selling them through a Luke right now, because you'd be watching the people. They'd be able to see you making it.
I've got an exclusive contract right now with the Luke, so I can't really branch out. He'd still get a part of it, but that's an interesting thought. I may have to...
I'm sure that Jackie and a Luke would be able to make some sort of deal. I mean, only if you would want to. I don't know if you ever dance while you're painting, but I feel like...
I haven't, but that's a cool idea where I make the art while I dance. Oh, I wonder if Jackie'd let me do that on stage one night where I do the art while I dance and then we sell the piece.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking that you should do. When I was at NYU, I saw someone do that. And I mean, they didn't sell the piece. It was just part of their senior thesis, but it was one of the coolest things that I'd ever seen.
That's something. You seem to know Jackie well. Can you bring it up to her? Because, I mean, I don't really know her well. She's the boss. And I know that you also work there, but you seem a lot closer to her. I mean, I don't even call her by her first name when I'm around her. Because
you can.
I know she says that, but, she's got a reputation of being nice, but she can also be tough on people. Fair, but tough. And I don't want to risk it because, I mean, it's a good gig. I make the tip money I make when I do stuff on stage. And at least I'm not stripping and, they're trying to tuck bills in me. It's, a lot more classy and refined, but I still make, good money doing it. So
I'll bring it up to her. I feel like, I've seen you dance and you're a fantastic dancer and this art is wonderful.
Well, if you want any lessons,
I feel like you could probably make, if I want any lessons?
Yeah, if you want any lessons,
Oh dear.
I could teach you to dance.
Yeah, dear, I've had 17 years of dance lessons. I'm quite okay.
You don't seem that old. I mean, I guess you started dancing at like 3, 4?
18 months.
Ah, okay. Well, then that makes sense. Because for a second there, it was like, whoa. I was about to say that you look amazing for your age.
Yeah. For
Wow.
my age.
Yeah.
How... What?
I mean, you only look like you're 20, 21 maybe?
How old did you think I was?
Well, I mean, if you said since 18, most people who start dancing start at like, 9 or 10. And I was going to say you're in your 30s already, and you don't look it. You don't even look close to that. You look like 2021.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, my mom wanted to be a star. And instead she had me. So she decided that she was going to make me her star.
She was still a star. I mean, she had a child. That makes you a star, doesn't it? I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
Not to her.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean,
Thanks. Me too. Show me some more of your paintings.
And she continues to walk you around there. And again, as Luke takes Alexis down, and they go less of the, or sorry, Alexa, or Jackie.
Names are hard.
Yeah, for me, they always are.
Jesus Christ. What the names?
Doesn't that, for me, it's always a problem. At least I'm not doing Chaz and Cone games again.
Thank
because
God.
that was
That was so bad. I'm like, no, a
Yep.
freaking Tremere is not at my Toreador clan
Yep.
meeting.
So Luke and Jackie continue around, and it's a lot less heavy conversation. It's more lighthearted, more business.
Mhm.
Until once again you run into Destiny and Reese. And Luke's like, well, I've monopolized enough of you two's time, and so is Reese. Reese, dear, come along with me, and let's go see if we can sell a few more of your pieces tonight.
Thank you so much for the tour, both of you. I really do enjoy your work, Reese.
And Reese smiles and says, well, thank you, Mr. Ant.
Please call me Jackie.
Well, okay, Mr. Ant. And Luke laughs. Isn't she a treasure?
She really is.
And they walk off. And as he's walking off, he actually looks back and says, just, you know where to find me if you wish to purchase any, of course. We can always arrange a private discussion or even a private viewing of some of the art if you wish.
Absolutely. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Hope to speak to you soon, Luke.
I hope so as well, Destiny. We have, some plays to go see.
Indeed.
And he walks off, leaving Destiny and Jackie. Now, I know you've been there. Do you circulate a while and then?
While circulating, did we see anyone else?
No other kindred there that night.
Okay.
There are people you recognize from the previous exhibit. Actually, there's a lot of old money in Chicago here, but none of the other kindred are here this night because it's not a official event. It's just.
No, that's fine. I look to Destiny. Are you ready to go, or would you like to stay for a little while longer?
I'm good to go. There was an idea that I had mentioned to Reese. You may want to.
Well, let's talk in the car.
Sure.
Okay.
And you text Etienne, and by the time you get out front, he's right there waiting with his door open, standing by the door to let the ladies into the vehicle. Then, after you get in, he shuts the door and ma'am, where are we off to? Okay, drive around.
Drive around.
And he puts up the privacy barrier, and I will let you two finish your scene before we flash back to.
So what is it you would like to discuss with me about Reese?
So Reese is a really good dancer.
Oh, yes. Of course she is.
And her paintings were
Quite good.
quite fantastic. They're pretty good.
Mhm.
And when I was at NYU, I saw this performance artist, and she danced while she painted. And I feel like if Reese was to do that at the cabaret, all of those patrons watching her dance would be chomping at the bit to be able to buy that painting that they saw made live in front of them.
Oh,
Could be a
brilliant.
profitable venture.
That is brilliant.
Reese didn't want to say yes or no. She seems to be very tied to her contract with Aluk.
Indeed. Indeed. She mentioned it to me, and, well, Luke informed me of other things as well.
Oh. Interesting.
She reminds him of someone.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's always...
Yeah, he tried
that.
to basically low-key threaten that if harm came to her, all hell would break loose. But of course, he didn't understand how I operate. My staff never have to be concerned.
Good.
They are protected.
You're wonderful.
Well, yes, I am at what I do.
Indeed.
So I will have to discuss this with Luke to see if he can come to an agreement with me. Because while he has this contract and he brokers her work, if I'm providing venue and captive audience to sell it to, I should get a cut.
Oh, 100%. Maybe a big cut.
I think, because money is not something I necessarily need, honestly. It's really not. But favors, I believe, would be handy.
That's what Martin always says.
Mm-hmm.
Deal in favors.
It is the currency of our kind.
It is indeed. This is going to sound a little weird, but do you think that you could have ATN drop me off at the Tesla dealership?
Certainly. And I let Etienne know.
Yes, ma'am.
Shh.
Do you want it open or do you care?
Do I want the
That's
Tesla
it.
dealership open?
Yes.
Oh, I mean the one. It's. I mean, I guess there's like 3 of them. One of them I have a meeting before dawn to get to.
Okay. Well, I'll take. Just give me the address and I'll take.
She
you and
gives
drop
the
you off.
address.
Okay. And he goes to drop you off there. And now we're going to flash to Eleanor, Lamar, and Roscoe riding back from Ben's shop. Now, where is Roscoe driving at this point?
I'm not driving.
Sorry, Lamar driving. Roscoe's driving himself to drink after that incident.
Yes.
Lamar might join him at the bar. Lamar is driving the streets right now. He has not decided on a location yet because he's more intent in starting the conversation with his coterie mates.
And as you drive through the south side, at the same time as you're driving, Lamar being Lamar, you see your people working tonight. Hustling on the street, making you some money. Keeping things going. Your project too, or your influence and your people are in effect, and you can see them as you're driving through.
Good shit.
And I leave the scene to the 3 players in the car.
Are you okay, Eleanor?
I'm fine.
When that other thing took over, did that seem familiar to you? Was that...
It wore Ben's face and spoke with his voice, but it must have been what I saw when I touched the cards. It must have been, for it told me to walk away. Which I did not do, and which apparently it's very unhappy about.
Yes. And it was good that we left when we did.
Yeah.
Storyteller?
Yes.
The voice that was speaking through Ben, did it sound like the one that was speaking to Lamar when he touched it with the
Funny, when your
living
beast
tentacle?
used the wrong voice,
Yes.
you know, it's very close. You would say it was exactly like it, but there was a slight difference, as if the vocal cords speaking it somehow changed the intonations a bit.
So, Roscoe, you said one of your clanmates the same thing happened to one of your clanmates that happened to Ben.
Something very similar. It's a confidence that I can't betray. But yes, they are very similar. I will need to talk to her about this.
So, someone from your clan, Eleanor's friend, both of them being visited by someone speaking for the emissary.
Something.
I mean,
yeah.
Anything in your books about the emissary or what it is?
Storyteller?
Not that you've heard of.
Okay.
Though there's something somewhere that it's at the back of your mind, but you don't know where it came, what it is about. There's something familiar, but you just cannot put your finger on it, which means it may get revealed at a later point if something additional happens or is said that triggers some additional memory.
It's escaping me at the moment, but there's something familiar about it. I'll think about it.
Will it be safe for you to speak with this other person of your clan?
Well, if she says it is, it will be. I can't warn her ahead of time to say, can I come see you when you're feeling yourself? Because that's going to be a tip off. But I will approach her, and if she seems to be of the mind to talk, I will.
Be careful.
Be careful with that. Because we don't want to see, hopefully you don't get reassigned.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate too.
That would be very bad.
But this emissary, whoever it is, seems to be looking out for you, Eleanor, or either looking out for you or trying to use you.
Both.
I don't know. Ben seems a little hot right now to be around.
Yes, I will not. I can't bring him under the influence of that again.
I'm going to let you tell Jackie about this.
Yes.
Just so that, I'm sure I don't know that she'll agree with my assessment, but she'll at least want to hear about it. So at least make sure she gets the information.
I will, of course. I always tell Jackie everything. I thank you both for coming with me.
I'm glad I could.
Perhaps there were other things you wished to be doing tonight, but
no,
I felt better.
This aligns with what I needed to work on anyway, so this is great. And I'm glad you feel better.
I'm glad I came. The building that your friend set up shop in, I used to know the guy who owned it a long time ago. He's a good man.
Oh?
Yeah.
Good memories?
Yeah. Probably as close to that whole friend thing that you were talking about earlier as I'll ever get.
Good. I'm glad that it was a place of better memories than bad ones. Omar?
Yeah.
Were you testing Ben when you asked for a reading?
I've never had my fortune read. I just kind of wanted to see how it worked.
Would you like me to do it for you?
Are you sure you want to do that? Because I don't want to put you in a awkward position.
Well, is there anything you wouldn't want me to see?
I got a lot of skeletons in my closet.
Don't we all?
Some of mine have beer together. But you know what? Sure, Eleanor. I'll let you do it sometime.
All right. Well, you just pick the time and the place, and I'll bring my cards.
All right, that works. Where can I drop you to at? Should I drop you at the steakhouse or?
Sure, that's where my car is.
Yes, the steakhouse would be good.
All right.
And you return to the steakhouse, and after Jackie and Etienne has dropped off Destiny, the vehicles pull up at about the same time, right at steakhouse. Etienne, and you see Jackie get out with no Destiny, and you see Lamar's vehicle pull up with Eleanor, Roscoe, and Lamar in it.
I'm going to go ahead and walk over to the steakhouse. I figure they'll come over.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and join.
And I will give the players a final scene of the evening as they meet up in the steakhouse. And I guess we'll find out next episode the secret that Destiny was doing at the Tesla dealership. So I turn the scene over to Roscoe and Jackie and Eleanor and Lamar in the steakhouse.
So how was your evening?
Exciting.
Weird and exciting. Okay, that tells me so much.
You will be very happy to know that it was a good night not to go with us.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I do trust my instincts.
Yeah, you spotted that very well.
Yes, we well, first of all, we learned that the tarot cards that were a rider deck and not an actual old deck, they just arrived.
Oh.
No return address.
You know, I swear, people just don't learn, don't accept anonymous gifts.
No.
They are usually not gifts.
Yes, and Ben was very disappointed that it was a cheap rider deck, and
As he should
the
be.
actual thing.
He
But
was anticipating something much more valuable than that.
indeed, and well, at least it won't be so sad that he lost it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing was that Lamar was going to get a reading.
Really?
Yes, he was. But he didn't actually get the reading. And the reason why is because something from elsewhere decided to speak through Ben.
As I said, weird.
And you literally see Jackie's face is just like stone cold, just like frozen. Like, what the
Yes,
fuck?
you see, that's exactly why you made the right decision and went to look at art.
Yes, I did. What the hell did he say as someone else?
Well, the someone else apparently calls itself the emissary, and it speaks for something higher order than it is. And it was very displeased that I was poking at this line of questioning, because it was the one that told me to walk away when I looked at the cards. And we're not supposed to be, I at least am not supposed to be a piece on the board. And as we know, one piece of us that was on the board and was lately taken away, it's displeased with this. Does not fit into its plans or its master's plans, whatever that might be.
Did it by chance inform you of these plans so we can know not to screw them up?
No, I actually was on the very threshold of asking, but, well, you see, when you are possessed by something, you try and fight it off.
Of course you do, as you should.
And Ben just picked that time to push it out. So I don't know.
So you didn't get your reading, Lamar?
No. But in this case, I feel like this was noteworthy enough that I spent $100 to get some information we didn't have.
Holy
I'll take the trade.
Yeah, and that was quite some information.
Oh, Eleanor.
And it did tell us that the emissary wasn't big on answering any of our questions. Its primary purpose was just to tell us
To back
What
off.
to do.
Yeah.
Like, everyone the fuck else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Eleanor, are you going to stop poking?
I will stop poking.
No, let's be truthful, darling.
I don't know if I can stop poking.
That's the truth.
I would like to say that I will stop, but
I know, darling.
similar things, though not quite as weird as this, similar things in the past I have not been able to leave alone. But that time it turned out for the better. But perhaps it would be good that I find something constructive and not strange to do.
Well, Destiny's going to look into finding us a show to attend.
Oh, a show?
Mm-hmm.
What kind?
I told her to look for a historical comedy.
Oh, that is a challenge.
Exactly. Just to see what she can come up with.
I am very excited to see what you come up with, Destiny.
And she's not there.
Yeah, Destiny is at the
Destiny is not there, I
Yeah,
forgot.
you don't know where Destiny is. She left with us.
she had other things she needed to
Oh,
do this
well-
evening.
I can't wait to see what she picks out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, good talk. I think we'll all just have to call it here. If anybody runs into any more possessed people or finds any other leads on what we're working on, hit me up. Try to get you with a Q or a G or an R.
Lamar, I would, at your convenience, like to have a discussion with you at your convenience.
You know what? Let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
No,
before
it's. I have other things to take care of this evening, but let's do it another night. Come to
All
the
right,
cabaret.
All right, sounds good.
And as this coterie ends their night together to go and take care of what they need to do, it's been an interesting night for everyone involved. Jackie has found out that there's a common link between her and Aluk. One that is very dear to him.
Like a touchstone.
Destiny has found out also about this link with Aluk. Destiny may be making a new friend in the process, which ties her to Aluk as well. But also, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like Aluk offered to take you on a date, Destiny. It sounded awful lot like that.
Wait, hold on a second, because, I didn't.
He wanted to take you to a play. He didn't
And
invite
it's things
all of
like
us.
this that, I didn't realize that was going to be construed as a date, and that's that's a problem. Or maybe not a problem.
And as
But
for
that's such a typical Mandy thing to not realize.
as for Eleanor and Roscoe and Lamar, in some ways they're glad they went to see Ben. But I think in other ways, they're not. And if a game is being played, Schrodinger's cat will tell you when you observe the state of the game. you change what it is by poking. I think the one showing her the visions is not quite happy with how it changes the state of the board. And in one case, as clearly pointed out by another coterie member here tonight, one of the pieces was on the board. One of you were a piece, and you were removed. And I would like to thank the players for this amazing episode and the viewers for being out there. Viewer XP. Last week's episode, amazing. Fucking amazing. Everyone gets an XP for that. And then Roscoe and Eleanor get one more XP. They get a bonus XP on top of that everybody got, which the players have already added to their sheets. They shouldn't be adding them again because I already calculated that tonight at the start of the episode. But then they get two extra XP. So go on to Discord, please. Vote for who gets the XP. As you see, a lot of people voted. There was a lot of engagement. So everybody got XP.
Go vote. The more of you who vote in our Discord, the more likely we are going to get XP in this XP starved game. So come help shape our characters with your votes.
Mm-hmm. And, any theories you have about what Destiny was doing at the Tesla dealership? Feel free to post that.
There. There's so many options, guys.
Oh, there is. For a kindred, there's always options. And
embrace Nikolai Tesla.
Okay, Jackie would hit that.
Okay, wow. So we're gonna leave that part there. If you like what we're doing, give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Bits and donations go to the players, not to Verlin and I. That is a way to show your appreciation to the players and the cast of this show, that you enjoy what they're doing. We all do it because it's fun. We love doing it. We love sharing the story. But if you want to buy them a coffee, please do. That's awful nice of you. You want to see our back content? YouTube, over there. Right over here. Got a whole list. If you want to see other great streams, check out our friends list. These are all people we like, and they're cool, and we love them. So just watch them. Check it out. We have merch. There's Windy City merch. As you can see, we're short one player, and we have plans to figure out who's going to be coming in season 3. You will not see that spot filled with a cast member until season 3. But season 3, which means watch out for merch. You might want to get your season 1 or 2 merch now, because come season 3, we'll have to do new merch, and you'll miss your chance to get the season 1 and 2 merch. That's called a ticking clock. That's good marketing.
TikTok.
I'll let Verlin now do the tell you what the schedule's like, because I never know. I don't even know my own name. As you could see tonight, as I said the wrong names constantly.
Kept calling me my Wraith character. She's a redhead.
Okay, after a week off of vacation of work and then coming back to work on the day we filmed
I don't want to hear the excuses.
My brain is fucked. And wait a minute, before I do anything else, I want to say a big thank you to Ravinia on our Discord and on our Twitch. She sent me some birthday cookies, and I'm just going to leave this right here as my birthday cookie, and that's all I'm going to say.
Put that down so I can do the schedule.
Sorry, it's a
before
heart.
We get freaking Twitch
She
banned.
sent me a heart. Look, it's a heart cookie. It's actually got a sad face like this. Look, it's a sad cookie.
Put it down. Thank you. Oh my fucking God. Okay.
He's not even in Vampire this time of year.
All right. So tomorrow, we do not have a stream on this channel, but we will be hosting Tamshu over at the Onyx Path Twitch channel starting tomorrow, the 5th of April. He is doing a chronicle called Weird West. It is a Chronicles of Darkness, Dark Eras 2 stream that he is starting up on the Onyx Path channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you end up landing here on tomorrow night, you can click one button, go watch it live on Onyx Path at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then he will be back here on Tuesday, Tamshu will, with Haunted Chronicles, Black Death on season 3, episode 9 at 8 p.m. Eastern. Mandy is in that, Lifesaver over here. And they are doing all kinds of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff in China, and it's going nuts. So tune in for that at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And then, as y'all know, last week was the season finale of Wraith.
And It was the Chronicle
It
conclusion.
was the Chronicle conclusion. If you missed it, go check it out on YouTube, guys, or in our VODs here. We don't subblock anything,
Yep.
so enjoy it.
And we will have our final cast Q&A.
And we will have our final cast Q&A on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Wraith Life Derailed cast.
And-
so join us live while we basically talk about the Chronicle and our characters, and you can ask us direct questions that we will answer live on stream.
And it's not our normal night for doing Wraith. We normally do Wednesday, but we recorded them Thursday, and that's the best time for all the cast. And I have a work conflict that won't let me stream it Wednesday night. So it'll be at 8 p.m. Thursday. And they normally run an hour, hour and a half. So that's the time frame. So please join us. It's your chance to ask any questions for the Wraithcast.
Now let me finish the schedule.
Yep.
Okay, on Friday, Tamshu is back on Onyx Path at 2 p.m. Eastern, so it's an afternoon stream. It'll be evening for our European viewers that tend to tune in for streams. 2 p.m. Eastern on April 9th, Friday, he is running a quick start for They Came From Beneath the Sea over there on Onyx Path. So tune in, and we will be hosting that here. Tune in for that. You can click on our channel, click through, and go right there to view it live on Onyx Path. And then Saturday is Ishvel. We're getting close to the end. Very close. I think there's one more episode after that.
One or two, depending on.
And Saturday at 3 p.m. That's our D&D 5e stream set in a Nordic world created by the DM Tiss. And her group of adventurers are coming to the conclusion, getting ready to craft that weapon to fight that bad guy.
And we've got 3 episodes left this season of Windy City.
Yep. And we will be back on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern
For
with our
episode
next
8.
episode.
Yep. And we got 3 episodes left, but we have some great things planned, something different for the between season break. Rather than the intermissions, we actually have a whole new idea of something to do in between the seasons that I think everyone is going to enjoy, because I know the players are all looking forward to what we have planned, because it's going to be some cool stuff. That's all. Some good character exploration. So I hope everyone will be ready for that as we go into we're way into the final stretch now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And in the words of Chops, please, mental health is no joke. Please take it seriously. Check in on those around you. Check in on those you care about, those you know, your friends, your family, even your acquaintances. Please make sure that you check to make sure they're okay, because a lot of people aren't. And a lot of people try to hide when they have mental health issues, and they need help. And please, if you do suffer from mental health issues, don't try to hide it. There's nothing wrong with admitting you have mental health issues. Most of us do. I do. You need to talk to people. Please talk to them and share it and try to work through it, or talk to a professional, please, because we're not kindred. We don't get an eternity. We're only here for a while, and it's the links we make with each other that makes it important. So from the cast of this wonderful show and McStabber Studios and everyone here, thank you, and see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.